What's up everyone, I'm here in my kitchen recording another video. You've been asking and I'm going to answer the question, what did you eat on your cut to lose over 100 pounds? Let's get into it. Our first meal of the day is a simple breakfast sandwich. Let's toast up that keto bread I showed off earlier, and then I'm going to grab a frying pan and put it on the stove on medium heat. We'll put 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in the pan. This is pretty much what I use for all my cooking on the stovetop. And then once that heats up, we're going to throw in 2 strips of turkey bacon. I love turkey bacon, it's my favorite. I use it for basically anything that uses bacon. I don't use any regular like pork bacon anymore. Give that a flip, let that brown up, give it one more flip. Get it nice and crispy. That's the way I like it. I'm gonna put some paper towel down because I'm gonna pat off all the extra oil from the turkey bacon. We don't need all that extra oil on there. Make it a little bit healthier. Next up, we're gonna use that same pan we cooked the bacon. I'm gonna crack in my egg. So I use 2 eggs. 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, makes a delicious sandwich. Let that cook up. Looks like it's ready for a flip, so we'll do that. I am going to break apart the yolk because I don't want a runny egg on a breakfast sandwich. I do love dipping toast in runny egg, but not on a breakfast sandwich. I want that all to be cooked, so I will break up the yolk and make sure it gets all cooked up. I hit my camera there, so it got a little shaky. Professional here. Of course, we need a little salt and pepper for seasoning. Obviously, you can season however you like, but I just use the basics for this. We're gonna use some other things to spice it up later. Here we go, breaking up that yolk. Give it another little flip. Let that yolk cook up. And, you know, a little more pepper. Why not? Alright, our toast is ready. I'm gonna put some hot sauce on the toast. I don't use mayo, I just use hot sauce. It's really nice and low calorie. Gives you lots of flavor. I don't always use the same brand hot sauce. Sometimes I'll switch it up, but they're all basically the same macros. I don't use anything with like, a lot of sugar in it and anything super sweet. I just want that little bit of kick. So we're gonna stack those eggs on top of each other. And then on the eggs, a little more kick. I'm gonna throw some jalapenos on there. Some pickled jalapenos. Between 5 and 7 slices usually. Just really add some extra flavor to the breakfast sandwich. And then I'm gonna stack up the bacon we cooked up. And that's basically it. We're gonna top it up with the other piece of bread. And that is my breakfast every single morning. Delicious. Of course, we need some coffee though. This is where I have my creatine every day. This might be a little weird, but I always just put my creatine in my coffee. I find it blends really well in the coffee. I'm a texture guy. I don't like the texture of creatine in water. Even though there's no flavor, the texture just weirds me out. So I just throw in the coffee, a little touch of cream, and we're good to go. Alright, first meal down. I have that breakfast pretty much every day. I love that sandwich. It is so tasty. And it pretty much carries me right into supper. With that said, let's see what's for supper. Now we're going to make some supper. Back at the stovetop again, we got the frying pan out. Again, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. What I'm making tonight is steak, mushrooms, and broccoli. This is more or less what I eat most nights. It's between steak and extra lean ground chicken, but tonight is going to be a steak night. So we're going to cut up these mushrooms. I'm going to cut them up into 6 pieces each because they're pretty large mushrooms. We're going to saute those later, but I'm just getting them prepared right now. Let that oil heat up. These are some real big mushrooms. I'm actually cutting these up into even more than 6 pieces. Usually I get the button mushrooms, and I usually only have to cut them into like maybe 4ths. But these are some big boys. So we got those all ready to go. That's about a cup of mushrooms. Set that aside. I got a bowl here, and so this is how we're going to marinate our steak. I am going to put in a tablespoon of soy sauce. So instead of using salt, I like the soy sauce. It really like gets into the steak, so I kind of let it marinate in there for a little bit. Not super long, but it gives that a nice little flavor. And we're going to use that soy sauce later on as well. So we got the steak in. You can see I made a little bit of a mess. I kind of put it in a little too aggressively, but it's all right. You can already see it coating the steak. I did a little flip, give the counter a wipe. And then the only other seasoning I'm going to put on this steak is some pepper. So just soy sauce and pepper, that's all we're putting on there. It's a fairly small cut. I think this one was a little over 4 ounces. And usually my steaks range between 4 and 8 ounces. And I'm getting this pan ready. I use frozen broccoli most of the time. I used to use fresh broccoli, but I actually find the frozen broccoli works better for steaming. So I go with the frozen broccoli. I just throw that in a little Tupperware container. And that just goes in a microwave. Eventually I'll probably get like an actual rice cooker / steamer, and I'll try doing it that way, but for right now, microwave works just fine. So the pan is heating up, steak's ready to go in. We're gonna slide that right in there, and then I'm gonna dump the extra soy sauce right on top of that steak. And I'm gonna throw the broccoli in the microwave. We're gonna set it for 6 minutes. When it hits the 3-minute mark, I flip the steak. It shouldn't stick to the pan. If it's sticking to the pan, it's not ready to flip yet. So we'll give it a flip. And usually I'll throw on another round of pepper here. Apparently I didn't this time. I probably cut it. Spoilers. Alright. Steak's good to go. I'll give it a nice little quick flip just to give that other side a little bit more of a sear. Get a little more pepper, and then it's done. It's ready to go. Right off, we're gonna let that rest, and then we're gonna stick our mushrooms in that same pan that we just cooked the steak in. So it's gonna cook in the steak juice and the extra soy sauce that is in the pan, and they're gonna come out really nice. I'll cover them and just let them do their thing. So right now the broccoli is already done. It's just in the microwave, kind of sitting there as well. Give these a little bit of a flip. Get them nice and browned up. Let them go for a bit longer. And they are looking good. Nice and brown. That soy sauce is giving them some nice color and some really nice flavor as well. And we should be ready to plate. So I'm going to throw this steak right on here. Look at those delicious mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Do you love mushrooms? I know like a lot of people don't like mushrooms, but I absolutely love them. take the broccoli out of the microwave. It's all steamed up. Get our tongs because it is still hot. Place that right on the plate. And this meal is mostly done. I only have one more thing to add to it. We need a little more flavor. So back to our buffalo hot sauce. And I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit on top of the broccoli. It's only about 10 calories, so you know, what's 10 calories for some extra flavor? Delicious. There it is. That is my supper for this evening. All right, supper is complete. This is also my pre-workout meal. As I work out in the evenings, I do switch things up. I will have lean ground chicken, but it's always lean ground chicken or steak, and then mushrooms and broccoli as a side. I never get tired of it. I've been eating those two things basically for supper for the last year, and I absolutely love it. I'll put the macros of today's meal up on screen for you. And with that said, I'm gonna go work out, and I'll see you after the workout to show you my post-workout meal. All right, I'm back, and let's get into the last meal of the day. It is my post-workout meal, and it is basically just a protein shake. Let's get into it. Our last meal of the day is a protein shake. So we're gonna start off with getting some almond milk in the Ninja blender. I use about a half cup of almond milk, unsweetened. And then after the almond milk, we gotta get our ice in there. I use usually 10 ice cubes. Sometimes I might go a little bit less, but it's pretty much always 10. Now that we got our ice in there, we add the protein powder. Use your protein powder of choice. Right now, I am using a Revolution Nutrition protein powder. It's actually what I've been using for a pretty long time. I switch up the flavors pretty often. This is cookie dough ice cream flavored. It is so good. Although I have a macadamia cookie one that I haven't opened yet that I'm really excited to try. I'm a big fan of this protein powder. I haven't tried their isolate yet, which is obviously a little bit better, but it's also a lot more pricey. And then I'm gonna put in 3/4 cups of Greek yogurt. This particular Greek yogurt is probably the best macros of Greek yogurt I found locally. It's pretty good. Very, very low sugar content in this. And then we're gonna add our PB2. This is actually PB Fit, because PB2 was out on Amazon, so I got PB Fit instead. The macros are basically the same, and they taste basically the same, so, you know, use your preference. You can use Regal peanut butter if you want as well, but obviously this is gonna be a little bit better for you. And then finally, some xanthan gum to thicken it up, because I've actually been making my protein shakes more into protein ice cream lately, which you're gonna see at the end. I'm actually going to stick this in the freezer instead of drinking it right away. So actually, we'll prepare this often before my workout to have after my workout. Get this all blended up. I'm gonna go through 2 rounds. I'm gonna put it on the ice crush first, and then once that's done, we'll give it a bit of a mix, and then I'm gonna put it on high until it's nice and smooth. Let that go. It's mixing up nicely. I'm gonna get my Tupperware container ready to go. Looks like it's good to go. We're gonna scrape all the excess off the blade, obviously, because you don't want to miss any. You're counting these macros. You want to make sure they're as accurate as possible, so you don't want to leave anything behind. Get all that excess off, and it just makes it easier to wash as well. Throw that in the sink. And here's our Tupperware container. We're just gonna pour that right in. Now, if I don't use the Greek yogurt, it already comes out pretty thick, so you don't really need to freeze it. But I've been using the Greek yogurt lately as an alternative to an extra scoop of protein. It's just a little bit better, and I don't really want to be consuming that much protein in powder form, so I've been substituting it with Greek yogurt lately. Okay, so that was my post-workout meal, and it is just a protein shake. Pretty simple, pretty easy. And I do switch things up a little bit with different flavors when I run out. I like to try new things. And the amount of scoops also changes dependent on the calorie intake throughout the day. So if I have a bigger steak than normal, because not all steaks are the same, that might make the calories a little higher going into the last meal. So maybe I'll reduce the scoops down to 2 or 1 even sometimes if the steak's really big. Or maybe I'll have like a double-sized chicken burger, just kind of switch things up. And sometimes if I have extra calories left over, I will have a snack that generally consists of either a protein bar or it's a small sandwich, like a sliced chicken sandwich. But that is my meal of the day. I'll show you my full day's macros on screen now. And yeah, that's what I eat on my cut. It's how I've managed to lose over 100 pounds. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I am pretty close to getting to my bulking size, so the diet will change up pretty soon, and I'm going to document that as well for you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.